Nobody talked about this 9mm. That was the whole reason I ignored it. I saw it sitting there like the boring option. No cult, no must-have hype. Just a quiet little pistol everybody walked past while they grabbed the loud stuff and acted confident. Then I got embarrassed. Not in some heroic story way either. More like, I trusted a safe pick in front of people, and it did that dead, stupid thing guns do when your ego is already out on the table. Hands moving fast, timer chirping, eyes on me, and I'm standing there doing a clearance dance like I'm brand new. What bailed me out was one of those quiet guns I used to treat like a joke. And here's why you grab them fast. I watched the same model disappear twice in 1 week, and the one that showed back up had a fatter tag, like somebody already caught on. The end of this video, that's the exact moment it replaced a gun I used to defend like an idiot. I keep trying to move on from the Glock 48 MOS. Every few months I chase whatever new slim micro everybody's hyping, slap it on my belt, and tell myself this is finally the upgrade. Last month I did it again. Ran one of those new hot micros for 2 straight weeks. It bit me hard during a rushed draw in the truck. The grip felt slick. The trigger was mushy under pressure. And I fumbled the presentation like an idiot. That was all I needed. I went straight back to the 48 that same night. Same old slim Glock. Nothing flashy, but it just sat there and did the damn job. Clean draw, consistent trigger, no bullshit. Reliable as hell through sweaty days and quick movements, while the new one already showed its cracks. That's what's starting to eat at me. I've been treating this thing like background noise for years, chasing louder options, and it keeps surviving every rotation I throw at it. Hiding in plain sight, doing more with less, and nobody's really talking about how well it still holds up. I don't like how often I end up choosing it, but if this boring Glock keeps outlasting the hype, the next one on this list is going to make even less sense why people sleep on it. Ruger M, dude goes. Loud enough for 3 lanes to hear. Man, that's a bargain bin special. The RXM sits on the bench like it hears him. Flat, plain, zero flex. 2 guys start smiling like they already got a joke ready if it chokes. Nobody even asks to see it. They just assume it's trash. So I don't defend it. I don't sell it. I load it. First mag is mixed junk. The keen that makes internet experts nervous. No warm-up, no speeches, just steel at a normal distance. And that timer sound hanging in the air. The RXM runs like it's bored. Ejection stays clean. The dot track stays honest. Hits keep showing up with no drama. The loud guy's laughing. Then he stops mid-sentence. He leans in like he's trying to catch it messing up. It doesn't. Somebody who didn't care about brands picks it up, sends a few rounds, and hands it back with that quiet little nod like, yeah, okay. That part annoys me. Not the gun. The people. Same mouths that called it a joke suddenly want one more mag, like they didn't just disrespect it in public. And what came after that? A weird old school pistol that felt like a bad idea the first time I touched it, and it only got stranger once it started running. Weekday. Dead little shop in my town. One guy behind the counter doing everything. The glass case looks like a junk drawer with price tags. And right in the middle of the usual names sits a Grand Power K100, like it doesn't belong there. Not hidden, just skipped. I point at it. He doesn't pitch it. He slides it over like he's watching how I react. The K100 sits in my hands, and I get annoyed because it feels too put together for something nobody talks about. Not pretty, not flashy, just solid in a way that makes you look around like you missed a meeting. The counter guy goes flat. People don't fall in love with that one online. I laugh because it sounds like he's insulting it. He doesn't smile. They fall in love after they touch it, he says. Then they start asking questions. What questions? He leans on the glass and fires them off like he's heard it all month. Where do I get another? Where do I get mags? Why didn't anybody tell me? Then he pauses, that careful face. And I'm hearing talk, it might be done. Not official, just talk. I ask if he can get more. He shrugs. Not consistently. That wording hits harder than no, because not consistent means you get brave later and act surprised when it's gone. I leave without buying it, telling myself I don't feel like chasing parts. 2 days later, I call. He cuts me off. Yeah, that one's gone. Last month, the score sheet goes up on the plywood and the whole crowd does that fake casual walkover like nobody cares. Names, times, penalties. Same usual suspects stacked where they always sit. Then a Beretta APX-A1 shows up on the line like somebody forgot to tell the room it's not cool anymore. No jokes, no, look at me. Just a quiet dude loading mags like he's done it 1,000 times. And the weird part? Everybody acts like they don't see it. That old baggage hangs in the air. Old memes, old opinions. Nobody wants to be the first guy to admit they might have been wrong out loud. Stages roll, timer beeps, targets get chewed, and I start watching the people more than the gun. Guys drift closer when he tops off mags. Somebody asks, "And what are you running?" But it comes out like an accusation, not curiosity. A couple dudes start a joke, and it dies halfway through because the AP keeps deleting excuses. No heroic moment, no drama, just clean strings that make other setups look loud. Score sheet gets checked again. His name sits higher than a bunch of serious rigs with serious mouths behind them. Somebody mutters, half joking, "Man, if that thing gets popular, it's going to get annoying." And I hate that he's right, because what came after that was a pistol with a reputation for being too much. And it started solving problems nobody wanted to admit they had. My old man was over last weekend, the stubborn bastard who's been shooting since before I was born. He saw the SAR-9 Gen 3 on the table and immediately started running his mouth. "Turkish, you really carrying that range toy now?" He said it with that same tone he uses for anything not American or German. I handed it to him anyway, just to watch him eat shit. We went out back and ran it hard. He put it through draws, reloads, and a couple strings on steel. Gun ran clean, flat, and the trigger broke better than he expected. He didn't say much at first, just kept shooting. Then he looked at me with this pissed off respect and muttered, "Well, I don't shoot like Turkish junk." That moment stuck with me. I bought this thing knowing people would clown it because of where it comes from, but it keeps forcing the conversation anyway. The old man, who hates admitting he's wrong, actually asked me where I got it before he left. That's rare as hell. I don't like how much that bothers me. Like, the market wrote this pistol off too early, and now it's making everyone look stupid. But if this one is already flipping heads that hard, the next one is going to be even more annoying to explain. Mags kept clicking at 1 a.m., and I already knew what that meant. The Canik SFX Rival sat on my kitchen table again, like it owned the place. I hate that. I keep telling myself it's a match toy, a range flex, not something I should reach for when it's not game day. So I tried to put it away, back in the safe, back behind the real pistols. Close the door and pretend I'm still the guy who only trusts the respectable picks. My hand didn't listen. Next morning, half awake, I'm picking what goes on my belt. And I still end up grabbing the Rival, not because it looks cool. Nobody sees it. No one cares. That's the problem. It keeps winning it when there's no audience. The balance sits right. The trigger breaks clean. When I'm tired, irritated, and my grip gets sloppy, it still feels honest, like it doesn't demand a perfect mood first. And I don't like what that does to my head. I didn't want a Canik doing this to my rotation, but there I am, loading its mags first like I'm not. If this one already hijacked my serious choices, the last pistol on this list doesn't just mess with my taste. It takes the gun I used to call safe, and it bumps it out of the spot for good. 2 boxes. That's all I saw. Not options, not pick your favorite, just 2 lonely boxes of PX4 mags sitting behind the counter like contraband, and the guy's tone already said they didn't last. My safe gun had the opposite problem. Mags everywhere. Holsters everywhere. Parts everywhere. A whole ecosystem built to keep you comfortable and sleepy. And after that embarrassing moment earlier, comfort started feeling like a lie. So I stood there doing the ugliest kind of math. Not money. Support. How easy it stayed to feed the safe gun versus how annoying the PX4 got the second you tried to treat it like a real pick. I ask, "Can you get more?" He makes that face. The one guys make when they don't want to start rumors, but they also don't want to bullshit you. Not consistently, he says. And I heard they might be done, not official, just smoke. That's the kind of smoke that starts a run. The kind where the internet discovers it and suddenly you can't find mags for 6 months. I look at the safe gun in my head. Easy, familiar, approved. Then I grab the PX4 anyway. Not because it impressed me, because it felt settled, like a tool. Like it didn't care if I felt confident today. And walking out with those 2 boxes in my bag, I hated the thought that my safe gun stayed safe, mostly because it was everywhere. That bothered me more than the rumor. So yeah, nobody's talking about it isn't a compliment. It's a warning. Because the gun that saved my ass didn't do it with fancy talk. It stayed boring when I got rushed. It kept feeding when my safe pistol got cute. And once I saw that, I couldn't unsee it. That's why the urgency is real. People catch on late, shelves empty, and the price creeps up while everyone argues online. I still don't love everything about it. One part of it bugs me every time I pick it up, and I still keep picking it up. That's the part that messes with me. Drop your quiet 9mm in the comments. The one you never post, but you actually trust. I'm Steve, and I still wait for the day this thing lies to me.